This is big breaking news. You need to be aware of what you are eating and what is going into your food. And they have also just declared a food emergency. All right, a food emergency has been declared for over 200 million people. This is going on right now. This just happened. And this is going to spread. We are going to see this happen more and more. More people be affected by these emergencies. And we're going to see more countries hit by this as well. And we're going to see what they just approved as a solution. Okay, so they just approved this very dystopian idea that I've actually brought up before in the past, but now it is mainstream. It has been approved by the FDA and USDA with, quote, no questions asked from their review. All right, they're just like, all right, this looks great. And we are dealing with immortal cells, which are cancer cells. These are literally immortal cell lines from humans that are being manipulated and being put into the food. Cancer cells from humans. I'm going to show all the documents here. I'm going to break down everything here and show you everything from the NIH website, from mainstream news reported on this. I'm going to show you all the documents because this stuff's real. You need to have consent, and they are now approving this to be on the shelves in America. This could be on the shelves, and you could be buying this unintentionally and not even know that you are buying this. And I'm going to show you guys the warning and the labels that you need to look out for, the words they're going to put on this food so you can tell that it has these cancer cells in it. This is very serious, and I'm shocked that they actually approved of this because I've been thinking about this the past couple months, been bringing it up randomly, just talking about this, and now the USDA and FDA have approved of this, and they're even saying this is going to be used as a solution for food shortages that are coming soon. All right, that's what they're saying. And also, food emergencies are already being declared for over 200 million people right now, okay? And this is going to spread, and this is going to go to more countries. This is the 6th most populated country that this food emergency has been declared in. And we could see similar situations like this in the US very soon. So let's break down what's going on. We have Nigeria declaring a food emergency, and they are now dedicating over 500,000 hectares to farming and agriculture production. They're also giving out free food and grains and seeds and fertilizer to every citizen that wants it and every farmer that wants it as well. This is the situation that they're in right now. They're having such massive food shortages that they are giving out land, giving out fertilizer, and giving out seeds and grain for anyone that wants to farm and do this. Okay, so this is the situation that we are in globally, and a lot of countries are unstable. That's why we see a lot of countries collapsing, and we see a lot of people moving around because a lot of countries are unstable like this, and they have these food emergencies going on. Nigeria is the 6th largest country in the world, and they just declared a food emergency. All right, so this is huge that this is going on, and we could see stuff like this happen in the US, and this is why you need to be stocking up, have fertilizer stocked up, have seeds stocked up, and try to get to a location where you can do some kind of agriculture, okay? I'm at my other bug out property right now. We are totally off grid. We are living in our RV off a generator, water tanks. I have a big 200-gallon water tank in the back of my truck. Okay, we are totally off grid living here, but our other location where we had our garden set up and we could grow food there, I set up a bunch of garden beds and everything and chicken coops. It was too hot. It was over 100 degrees out there in that valley. So it was too hot to even grow anything. And this is constant temperatures hitting over 100 every single day. Too hot out there. So we are at a different location where we can't grow vegetables on the ground. We can't tear up the ground, but there are tons of cattle. We are surrounded by cattle, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of cattle we're surrounded by, and they use this grass that we are on for their food. Okay, so be surrounded by some kind of agriculture, some kind of resources, some kind of water source, because this stuff is coming to the US and they are pushing this as a solution This is what they are pushing, the USDA, and they're even saying this could be used for shortages that could come very soon. So let's get into what's going on, what the USDA just approved of. This is coming out of Fox Business, and then I will break down all of the details going into this, how they are using cancer cells to do this. These are immortal cancer cells that they're using to make this meat, and it's all admitted, and it's on NIH website, and I'm going to show all the documents, so stay tuned. All right, the USDA approves first, quote, lab-grown meat to be sold to the public. This just came out. It's this company called Good Foods, and here's the subtitle: lab-grown meat is produced in large steel tanks using animal cell manipulation. These are called bioreactors. They start with a fertilized cell of these animals, say it's chicken or beef, and then they introduce these immortal stem cells, these immortalized stem cells. This is what they call it, and these are cancer cells from this woman named Herietta Lacks. I'm going to show all the documents here. I'm going to dive into this. This is from the NIH website. You can see here they even talk about Herietta Lacks. This is the article from the NIH, immortalizing cells for human consumption. This is on NIH.gov, official government website. I'm going to show it right here for you guys. And here's the abstract. The need to produce immortal food-relevant cell lines is one of the most pressing challenges of cellular agriculture, the field which seeks to produce meat and other animals via tissue engineering and synthetic biology. Immortal cell lines have a long and complicated story, from the first recognized immortal human cell lines taken from Herietta Lacks to today, where they are used to assay toxicity and produce therapeutics, to the future where they could be used to create meat without harming an animal. So these cells come from Herietta Lacks. Okay, they also have one other one that came from this baby that didn't make it. Okay, I don't want to get too much into the details. It was in Europe. There was an immortal cell line, but the main one that they use constantly is from Herietta Lacks. She's a real woman. She was a farmer, and she got this extreme cancer that killed her very quickly. Very, very quickly. Within a week or two, she was developing massive tumors all over her body. Okay, and they've captured her cells, and they are still alive today. 50, 60, 70 years later, they are still using them, and now they are using them to grow food. You just saw it right there. Right there, where the future where they could be used to create meat without harming animals. This is NIH website. All right, this is 100% real. We're living in this dystopian future. And it says, although work in immortal cell lines began more than 50 years ago, there are few existing cell lines made of species and cell types appropriate for cultured meat. Cells in cultured meat will be eaten by consumers. Therefore, cultured meat cell lines will also require unique attributes not selected for other cell line applications. Specifically, cultured meat cell lines will need to be approved as safe for consumption as food, proliferate and differentiate essentially at industrial scales, and have desirable taste, texture, and nutrition characteristics. So there you go, an NIH website. And you can also see here, continued cellular agriculture is an emerging field that aims to produce animal products from cell cultures rather than whole animals. One of the anticipated products of cellular agriculture is cultured meat made in vitro from animal cell cultures, also known as cell-based meat, cultivated meat, in vitro meat, clean meat, artificial meat, or lab-grown meat. Multiple names exist due to the lack of consensus on a term that is both informative to consumers and accurately by technical and regulatory standards. Okay, so this is real. This is what they call it. This is what they're talking about. And they are now admitting that they are approving this, and it could be on your shelves. And I'm going to get to the labeling that you need to look for, what it's going to be called, what they're going to call it on the shelves, so you can know not to buy this. How there's like USDA organic, or there's like non-GMO, these different labels that you can see to see what's going on with your food. Okay, this is going to be a label that they are going to put on it. Thankfully, there's some kind of label, because a lot of these things, there's just no labeling, and there's no way you can even know. You're just eating this Franken food, and it's just up in the air. All right, so this is being made by Upside Foods and Good Meats, and they received approval from the USDA for their chicken products. So they're now going to be selling this cell meat cancer cell based chicken products in stores near you potentially. All right, this is coming, this is the future, and they're saying this could be a solution for food shortages. All right, I'm going to get to that in just a second too, but they're saying this is, quote, historic world changing moment that brings our vision one giant bite closer to reality. And it says the final approval comes after the USDA and FDA issued a, quote, no questions response to Good Meat in March of this year, making the company's lab-grown chicken products safe to eat. So don't worry, it's safe to eat. They said it's fine, and it says lab-grown meat producers say the practice of creating consumable meat products through cell cultivation technology eliminates harm to animals and combats environmental impact. This is, I'm telling you, this is the future. They're going to be pushing this stuff for everything. There are going to be credit allotments for this. You're going to have, it's like Soylent Green. Have you seen the movie Soylent Green, where the food is people? You are given your rations, and they figure out that it is people rations. That is what we are moving towards. Very dystopian, very just life is stranger than reality moment. But we are living in Soylent Green, where there's going to be major food shortages. There's going to be economic, socio-economic, all these problems, wars, potentially. All these things are going to be going on for a vast amount of the world's population. And this could be the solution for starving people. And honestly, people will probably eat anything when it comes down to it. And people are very hungry. And this is going to be the future. And it's so dystopian. They are made in these giant bioreactors. It's these giant metal containers, and they just put a bunch of stem cells and chicken cells in there. This is literally what they do, and a bunch of nutrients, okay, almost like a hydroponics for plants, how you have water and you're putting a bunch of nutrients in it to grow the plants. They put a bunch of nutrients in there that they need to grow the meat, and then it's this massive steel drum just filled with meat, and then they press it into cuts to make it look like a cut of meat, to make it look like whatever. Okay, this is just like absolutely dystopian and honestly disgusting. And the basis of it is human cell lines. Is this cannibalism? Is this cannibalism? Let me know down below if you think this is cannibalism or not, because honestly, I think it is. I think this is a perversion, and this is very sick and very strange what's going on in dystopian. All right, you can even see here cultured meat. This is another article coming out of this institute. All right, what is it? TUCCA. Okay, and cultured meat produced using immortal stem cells. You can see here, for lab-grown meat to achieve its potential as a sustainable large-scale solution to food shortages and to climate change, scientists must find a way to expand muscle cells efficiently and consistently from relevant animal species in vitro. Immortalized stem cells that have been engineered to proliferate indefinitely and can be cultured for long durations, could be the answer. And it is now the answer, and it has now been approved by the USDA and the FDA itself with, quote, no questions asked. This is absolutely insane and dystopian, the world that we're living in. And please hit it up for me down there to get this video out to more people, because people need to know. People need to have informed consent of what's going on, and people need to know that this food that they're eating could be, the basis of it could be these immortal stem cells harvested from this poor woman, Herietta Lacks, that had cancer over 50 years ago. Can we let this woman rest? I'm not sure how this is even legal. This is very strange. And you can even see here, are the immortalized stem cells safe to ingest? And it says the research team emphasized that once the cells have been harvested, stored, cooked, and digested, they cannot continue to grow. Like, quote, like natural meat we eat today, the cells simply become inert material that we hope will taste delicious and provide a wide range of nutritious benefits, says Dr. David Kaplan, okay? The Stern family professor of biomedical engineering at Tufts and director of TUCCA and lead author of the study. Okay, so they're saying it's fine. They're saying it's just inert material. The cells become inert material that we hope will taste delicious and provide a wide range of nutrients. Hope that Soylent is delicious for you. All right, so they're even saying right there that it could be a solution, quote, has the potential as a sustainable large-scale solution to food shortages and to climate change. Because a lot of the argument is too that's why I brought up cows, all right? I'm surrounded by hundreds of cows all over the place. I'm always worried a cow's gonna like pop up out of the woods here when I'm sitting here. But they want to eliminate agricultural because it apparently is bad for the environment now. It's bad for the environment to grow food for humans. That is now bad for the environment. It's bad for everything. You know the talking points here. And they want to eliminate agriculture. This has already happened in the Netherlands, where they made farmers, over 3,000 farmers, which is a lot for the Netherlands, okay? It's not a big country, very small country, but a very powerful agricultural producing country and very respected country, some of the best agriculture in the world, admittedly by everyone that's an expert in agriculture. They all say the Netherlands has the best models and the best production, and they forced them to shut down over 3,000 farms, and they were saying because their nitrogen production was too high, okay? Their methane production was too high. They were literally measuring the nitrogen and the ammonium nitrate and the runoff in the ditches of their cow fields to see how much the cows were going to the bathroom, essentially, okay? They were measuring the runoff from the cows going to the bathroom in the ditches. They would go around to the farmers' ditches when they didn't even know, measuring the ammonium nitrate in there and saying, oh, your nitrate levels are too high here. And they forced over 3,000 farmers, they bought them out through eminent domain-like situations, which honestly could happen anywhere, right? All these countries, every country around the world has some kind of situation like this. Even in Nigeria, we were talking about, they are capturing 500,000 hectares and using it for farming, okay? They're using it for farming. I guess that's a good thing. But whose 500,000 hectares are this, you know? It's still the government coming in and forcing people to do things with their land. So get stocked up now, guys. Get fertilizer, get seeds. I have seeds to last for years and years. And every year I just buy some more. And I just save my other seeds. And get seeds that come in Mylar bags, okay? If you have sealed Mylar bags, they will last forever. You might have a lower germination rate over time. That's going to happen with any seeds, but get stocked up on seeds. Get stocked up on fertilizer. The government in Nigeria is giving people free fertilizer, free grains, free seeds, all this stuff for free land, just so people grow more food and the country has more food because they're experiencing such massive shortages and such high food inflation right now. A lot of these countries are right on the edge. If, you know, the price of bread goes up 10, 20, 50%, it's over. Then that's a massive, devastating blow to their economy, all right? So get stocked up on these things and start growing your own food and start buying food locally. Go to farmers markets. I used to do farmers markets for years and years. I did farmers markets for over 5 years with my wife, okay? And we sold our produce that we grew just on our small little property. At one point, we were on a 6,000 square foot property selling the produce from it, just selling like lettuce and basil and herbs and tomatoes, high value crops that you can get on a small. It didn't pay the bills. It didn't pay everything, but it made money. And then we moved on to an acre, all right? We did that for years. And support these people that produce at these farmers markets, all right? That are actually producing meat, producing organic, grass-fed beef for you. Go support those people. Go buy their food, buy their milk, buy their raw milk, whatever, okay? Go support these people and find out who they are, because we could be at a point where we don't even know what kind of food we're eating, all right? We don't know what we're eating. And this is how they're going to label the food, all right? I forgot for a second. I'm sorry about that. But this is how they're going to label it, okay? It's going to be labeled cell cultivated. Cell cultivated. You need to be on the lookout for this. Cell cultivated. cell cultivated. All right, comment if you're down here, if you got to this far in the video, comment down below so people can see it's cell cultivated. That is what this food is going to be labeled, and chicken just got approved. So cell cultivated chicken, look out for that. And it could just be a little tiny thing in the corner, just right there in the corner, it says cell cultivated or whatever. You know, I'll just like says some little disclaimer there. It's like, oh, it has water in it, 20% water and salt and seasoning or something. You know, it's right over there in the corner. It'll say that cell cultivated. So check your food. Check your food ASAP. Check it ASAP, and please comment down below, let people know cell cultivated. That's what it's going to be called, cell cultivated. And we need to be looking out for the stuff. And I wouldn't even touch this stuff. I don't even want to touch it. I don't even, much less eat it. I don't even want it next to my food that I need to buy there. All right, that's why I'm saying look into local growers, local farmers that you can get your food locally sourced from. You can buy half a cow. All right, a lot of beef farmers, a lot of cattle ranchers, this is what they do. They'll just sell you half a cow. All right, so look into these things, look locally, try to find someone local. Just go on the search engines, look locally. Cattle ranchers selling half cow, and wherever you are, whatever county you're in. And I bet there's someone doing it. I bet there's someone doing it in your county. This stuff has exploded in the past 5 years, all right, 10 to 5 years. This regenerative agriculture, people just wanted to grow their own food, people wanted to homestead, people wanted to live off the land, be off grid, all this stuff. I'm 100% off grid, and I'm with my family. I have a wife, I have 2 kids, I have a dog, I have chickens. I'm out here with my chickens still. I actually lost a chicken, guys. I'm devastating, but that's just how it is sometimes you lose an animal. I lost a chicken, right? I lost one, very sad. But that's how it is sometimes. That's how it is when you have animals. You have to be prepared for that and be ready for that. All right, so get stocked up, get your seeds, get your storable food. Please hit it up for me down there to get this video out to more people. They need to know, people need to have informed consent of what's going on and what they're eating. And please start growing your own food. Just get chickens. My chickens are laying tons of eggs. I have so many eggs, I don't even know what to do with them. I have a giant basket on the counter just filled with eggs because I can't eat them all. Our family can't even eat them all. We have so many eggs, a ton of eggs. All right, I guess I need to start boiling them and eating them like that, or eating an omelet every morning or something, giant omelet, to get rid of them. But they will last just sitting on your counter for weeks and weeks, potentially months. All right, most of the eggs you're getting in the store are already months old, and you get them and then they go bad in 2 weeks. That's because they're months old. Eggs, if you do not wash them, do not wash the protective coating off of them, they can actually last for months just sitting on your counter. All right, so get chickens now, get some kind of livestock, start growing something, get seeds, get rice, 20-pound bags of rice, get canned foods, and please have a big old blessed day.